ACDC. It's on my shirt as I'm dressed like Butthead, and it's also the band that we're doing this month on Patreon. Full album, Dirty Deeds, done dirt cheap. So freaking excited.
So excited. And the movie we're hitting this month is High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. I'm excited to see Jack Black in a failing record store in Chicago.
Rom-com.
All of that. Dude, all that sounds so fun. Apparently, we've gotten
Sounds
tons
amazing.
of suggestions for it. Plus 3 singles dropping throughout the month. A backstage access live stream, whole bunch of fun, and back catalog of hundreds and hundreds of reactions. All that
So
for
many.
literally less than 1 cup of coffee a month. So if you're into cool music, cool vibes, and hanging out with a cool community, we'll see you there.
Hey guys, hope you're having a great day as well as a great life.
As well as
Out
a great life. We're here Friday, voting day, wearing the merch as always. Make sure you get your merch because if you don't get it before Christmas, 1, you can't give it as a present. 2, closer it gets, infrastructure and stuff. It's tough.
Production
Postal service.
pipelines.
Yeah,
You know?
North African. North African? That's where my dad's from. Why did I say North African? American? North American. One of those continents. Anyways, get your hats. I feel like a peddler near a circus. Like somebody with the off-brand things outside of a football game is like, oh, these are normally $40, but I'll give them to you for $26. And I'm like, they're not
30.
They're not 40. Either way, we're here with the Yardbirds. Super freaking excited. This won the poll.
It did win the poll. This is the 60s Britpop kind of poll we made, and I saw in the comments of the other one we did for the 90s, it was the Laws, There She Goes. Somebody in the comments said this sounds like 90s vibes of the Yardbirds, like that jangly, like Britpop style. So
Cool.
very convenient / coincidence that this happened to win the 60s one.
Is this
So
our first
let's freaking
Yardbird song?
go. It absolutely is.
Let's do it. Oh.
For your love, for your love, for your love,
I'd give you everything and more, and that's for sure.
for your love,
I'd bring you diamond rings and things right to your door
for your love,
to thrill you with delight. I'd give you diamonds bright. There'll be days that will excite and make you dream of me at night.
So good.
for your
For your love, I would give the stars above. For your love, I would give you all I could.
For your love, for your love, for your love,
I'd give the moon if it were mine to give.
for your love,
I'd give the stars and the sun before I live.
for your love,
To thrill you with delight, I'd give you diamonds bright. There'll be days that will excite, make you dream of me at night.
for your love, for your love, for your
Feels like the bongo guy was trying to be like the last clap in an audience. Like when you're like 12 and you're like I gotta
Or you're like band practice and you're ending a song and it's like you and the drummer. It's like you keep on doing like like the song's like ending and
Yeah.
it's like everyone's want to get the last like little
hit.
little noodle.
Yeah.
So fun.
Gosh, there was so much good and then some not so good.
Real quick, what year is this from?
It is important, wildly important. 65. 65.
Oh, close.
Okay.
So close. Dope.
Okay. So I'm going to start with a bad on this one. Transitions, not the best. especially the transition. I actually liked the whole beat switch in the middle, like the weird, like almost like a totally different song with the same lyric. It felt like they wrote "For Your Love" in one song, and then independently another band member accidentally wrote a different song with the same lyric.
The other guy was like, "Wait, the Beatles. We gotta get some of that in there."
Beatles are hot right now. We got to do some Beatles stuff. And anyway, so I liked the first transition. I thought that was kind of cool, like to stop and do something totally different. That was cool. But then when he went back into the first one, which I liked more than the second one, that transition back was not very smooth.
I agree that wasn't smooth, but I for sure loved it so much.
The transition back?
Yeah, dude, yeah, because like when you open, I don't know if it was like an organ-y, like kind of like whatever that thing was, sounded so freaking cool, and I could just imagine like being back then, probably doing things you shouldn't be doing, like in the woods. Next thing you know, you're lying on your back and it's playing, and like you're like listening to the song, and like at the beginning, like that part that happens, like you're like, oh, that sounds cool,
yeah,
but you don't like get it, and then like it goes into that little other section. Then when it comes back, it feels like it probably hits you like a freaking like wave of like energy. Definitely was clunky. I'm not gonna deny that it was clunky, because it for sure was.
That was my only
I thought
issue.
It was dope as hell.
I will say both sections I thought were really, really cool. Even the one super Beatlesy thing, still freaking cool. I mean, like, just great.
I thought it was whatever. Like when they went to that Beatlesy thing, I was like, oh, y'all should just double down on your own sound for sure.
I will say their own sound in the beginning was the coolest part.
I thought
of
it
the
was
song.
the coolest freaking thing.
Organ thing was cool. The bongo-y thing was cool. The For Your Love and the descending sort of harmony, so good.
Yeah, and the verses definitely sound like reminiscent of even like stuff you would hear in the 90s with like Britpop. Like, just like that style. For sure.
The first minute of the song was so unique and felt so like they didn't even know what they had. They were like wrote it and then they were like, "Oh, this is good," but they didn't realize how good.
I think 1.5 of them knew. I think it's a thing where somebody knows, but then I don't think the whole band knows. Even though the one guy's explaining it to them, like how it is that good, and they're just like how it's ahead of its time. But like definitely the rest of the band and probably producers don't like fucking get it. But somebody, there's
Also
at least 1.5 people who get it.
Probably that same 1.5 guys. It's so weird. The 1.5 a guy. Anyways, either way, whoever is like advocating for it is probably making them like in the moment less into the song.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Damn, too bad, because they should have just stuck with that whole thing.
Yeah, I do think it was like cool to like change up, but the second it like reminded me of the Beatles, I was like, man, y'all's like the sound. It almost like, I wonder if it was like a cocky thing where they're like showing you side by side, like, no, like our sound is cooler than the Beatles sound. Watch, because we're gonna give you this, and then we're gonna go to like what most bands would have done with this concept, and then like, you know what I mean? So
I don't think they were thinking that far.
They probably were not thinking that far.
What it feels like to me is like you're taking a test, like the SATs, and then you're like stuck on a question. You look and your neighbor, who you think is the smartest kid in class, put a different answer. You're like, I thought that was totally wrong. I must be wrong. And you change your answer, and you got the wrong answer because of it. You would have gotten the right answer had you stayed.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
I will say it definitely made me appreciate the one weird like organ thing a lot more once they like took away that
The cool
original,
thing.
like,
That's
thing.
fair too.
Like when they brought it back, I was like, thank you, because I was so butthurt. Like, I was legit. If they had stayed with the after the change, if they had stayed with that the entire time, I would have been legit upset probably.
Well,
I would have driven home like with like not like really sad, but just like a slight like head shake, like.
You would have had a not good drive home probably by like 7%.
At least,
which is a noticeable amount. Anyways, what are we rating it? We gotta do this rating.
I'm feeling a strong A.5+ for sure.
We didn't count down, but it's okay. I'm thinking an A. Those transition.
You're thinking your A. Your heart wants to give it an A-.
A-. You're right. You're so right. It's just because of that. It's so clunky.
That's extremely clunky.
And that will 100% make me not like. I'll get to the point where it does the first transition and probably turn it off.
Kids on drugs back then loved it way too much though, for sure.
I'm just not on enough drugs. I need to go see a doctor. Doctors give out drugs now. They've been giving out drugs. Anyways, we're off the rails as per usual on Friday videos.
Actually, vote in your poll.
Vote in the poll.
Let's go.
Really cool. Great vocals, great guitar, really cool organ, really well-rounded song. I loved, again, you said it. It felt like the verses were one of my favorite parts of this, and the choruses matched. Like they were both so strong. So I guess let us know where we go next. Do you have any other final comments, my friend?
No, I'm feeling good. My drive home will be 7% like positive now because they went back to the
nice. You spec'd into the right categories. Good job. All right. See you guys.
Peace.
All right, guys, you know the deal. If you want to stay on YouTube, enjoy your boys, right here, there's going to be a suggested video. And for less than a cup of coffee a month, that's like $3 in a month. What are you doing? Get over there, go on to Patreon, check out some cool music. We'll see you.